It's Dalma's Music Reviews here, and today is the 10th anniversary of Dirtfedd's debut album, The American Nightmare. Now, if you don't know who Dirtfedd is, they were a metal band from Lincoln, Nebraska. And at some point in 2013, they disbanded. They broke up. Clown from Slipknot produced this album. This album was released on June 2nd, 2009 via E1 Music. This album clocks in at 47 minutes and it features 11 tracks. I'll go through the songs. The songs are as follows: Salute, Train to Kill, Set the Spider to the Fly, Cold Fix and Hot Licks, which is a blues instrumental, The American Nightmare, Tonight, Here I Am, A Shotgun Romance, which is the song you are hearing in the background, Aries, War Criminal, and Wasted, which is the last song on the album. This band consisted of Dustin Travels on vocals, Eric Marshall on guitar, Brian Luganbill on guitar, and Brian is now a part of another band called Black Sky Burning, which features Derek Sammons on vocals, and Derek is a part of another band called When Towers Fall. And then Dirtfedd also consisted of Brock Wetstead on drums, Travis Wagner on keyboards, and Scott Root on bass. This album has a lot of Slipknot influences on it. Dustin Travel's vocals are amazing as well. He has a very good vocal range. Now, if you are not a fan of high vocals, you will not like this album because Dustin does a lot of high screams. It may sound a bit annoying to some fans who don't like high vocals, but if you enjoy high vocals, you will like this album a lot. And I enjoyed the high screams and the low growls that Dustin provides on this album, The American Nightmare. The production is awesome as well. I watched a Dirtfedd interview a long time ago, and Dustin and Brock mentioned that Clown wanted the band to record their drum tracks onto tape to make the music sound more raw. So that's what happened. I love the guitar riffs on all the songs on this album. They are very heavy. All the songs on this album are in drop B tuning, which is interesting. I enjoyed the voicemail that's at the end of the track Wasted, which is the last track on the album. In the voicemail, a guy talks about being from the ghetto and he goes to a NASCAR race, and he also goes to a Dirtfedd show to see them live. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah. So in this review, I'm not going to go through each song and tell you what I think of each track, since I already did that back in my review of this album that I made back in 2016. But since today is the 10th anniversary of this album, I decided to record this video and talk about it. even though I discovered Dirtfedd in late 2011. So my favorite songs on this album are Salute. I enjoyed the little lyrics, the lyrical phrase, drink, fight, fuck, salute. It's one of those heavy songs that Dirtfedd used to start their shows off with. I enjoyed the keyboard that's played in the background during each track on the album, especially on the song Aries, which has that sinister, haunting piano melody at the beginning of the track and during the bridge of the song. And I enjoyed Dustin Travel's clean vocals on all the songs on this album, including A Shotgun Romance. I also enjoy War Criminal as well. I enjoy the little blast beats that start playing before the choruses of that particular track. And another highlight from the American Nightmare is Tonight. I enjoy the little piano melody that is played during the bridge of the song. And last but not least, I enjoy Cold Fix and Hot Licks, which is a blues metal instrumental. I enjoy the little slide guitar melodies that are performed during that track. So that's it. I went through my favorite songs off this album instead of going through each track. If I were to give the American Nightmare Dirtfedd a rating, it's getting a 10 out of 10. Does this album hold up 10 years after it was released? Honestly, it does. It still holds up, even though I was late to the party and I discovered this album 2 years later, but in 2011. But it's all good. But it still does, even though it's been a long time since this album came out. But this album, it's aged in 10 years. It's a good album. It's one of my personal favorite Dirtfedd albums. Sadly, this is the only album that was released because in 2005, Dirtfedd released an album called Midwestern Massacre. But that album, honestly, it's hard to find. It's must have been released independently. You cannot find the album anywhere on Spotify or iTunes. The only song you can find from the album is on YouTube, and it's called Another Dose. It's a pretty good song. And the production of the album is very raw. That album was on Groove Shark a long time ago, and I listened to it many times. And sadly, guys, I went to Groove Shark's website a few years ago, and it doesn't exist. I mean, I typed it in, and I didn't see anything, so I don't know what happened to Groove Shark, but that website was awesome. And that's where I discovered Dirtfedd's first album, Midwestern Massacre, which was released in 2005. And to me, that album is more of a demo album. The American Nightmare is Dirtfedd's only debut album that was released to the public. And that was the album that Clown from Slipknot produced. So hopefully one day Dirtfedd will get together, and hopefully we'll see another album if they get back together. They were going to record an EP in early 2013, but a bunch of stuff happened, and the band kicked out, I believe, Dustin Travels, and Brian Luganbill left, and Scott Rude decided to leave because he wanted to do some band promotion stuff, and so Brian and I think Eric too That's when they decided to join a band called Black Sky Burning, which now features Derek Sammons on vocals, which is pretty cool. Derek's vocals are a lot different than Dustin's vocals. He does the high screams too, and his clean singing is amazing as well. I'm not saying it's better than Dustin's, but they're both good. But yeah, this album gets a 10 out of 10. The American Nightmare by Dirtfedd. What do you think of this album? Let me know in the comment section below. If you heard this album back in 2009, on June 2nd, post in the comment section below and let me know, has this album aged over 10 years, in the past 10 years? Does it still hold up after 10 years? Let me know in the comment section below. And what are your favorite songs from The American Nightmare? And like I said, my favorite songs are Salute, Tonight, Aries, War Criminal, and A Shotgun Romance. So 10 out of 10 for The American Nightmare by Dirtfedd. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and stick around for more future album and track reviews. Take care.